Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Tuesday night, August the 28th. These are the charts of the day. Well, kind of a mixed market today and a little choppy too. Maybe we're consolidating, maybe we're rolling over, but the bottom line is we'll know soon. And let's take a quick look at some longs and shorts to get a flair for what's moving and what's setting up. Um, Alphabetically, of course, as always, Alexa on the long side. This is a very interesting pattern. We had a strong surge in June, a falling wedge through July into August, and a strong surge again, followed by a wedge. Today it popped and jumped 49 cents, almost 12%. Volume increased to 1.4 million. And the key lateral resistance is being right above here in that zone, maybe tested as early as tomorrow. If we get through the 490 area, this could be a $7 stock. We'll keep an eye on it for you. DSCO, Discovery Labs, had a really nice buildup of a coiling base pattern until it broke out yesterday. Today it followed through and how? Took out the last two rally highs and into the opening gap, into this gap from March, I should say. We may see more upside soon. I'd look for at least 370, 75, maybe as high as 4.5 or 5. NSM, one of those home building related and mortgage related stocks, been in a beautiful rising channel. The falling wedge after the big run up in August, or should I say the falling channel, tested lateral support, trend line, and moving average support, and bounced yesterday on a nice reversal here, and then today it followed through. Look for a retest of the highs about 28.75, and if it breaks through that, I would look for a move up towards the mid 30s as a possibility. SRPT, nice action there as the stock broke out of a wedge yesterday and had a bit of a fall through this morning up to 12.96. I was looking for 13.5, didn't quite get there, and the stock did back off to close at 12.45, only up 18 cents. So a bit of a disappointing close. However, it looks to me like once it does, if it can get some decent follow through and the technicals look real good, we can get this stock to move up into the 16 range. That's my swing trade target here. NCQs had a terrific day 4 sessions ago, consolidated for 3 days, and spiked up today. So for me, this is a breakout move as the stock closed just a nickel off the high, up 38 cents or 16%. And the volume was the second best in about a couple of months. So I'm looking for more upside, and my target's 340.50. CSOD, after the spike up on our swing trade, reached our target and then pulled back sharply. You can see how it stabilized along the rising bottoms line. Yesterday it popped and broke out above resistance. Today it followed through a little bit and then backed off. I am looking for a retest of the highs in the 29.5 range short term. Maybe breaking through and getting into the low 30s wouldn't surprise me. NTE, an absolute fantastic run in the last few sessions. Have taken this from 6.5 to 10 in about 7 or 8 sessions, but it's overbought for sure short term and needs to rest. But fantastic momentum, something to keep an eye on. Threshold, well, today's action kind of interesting at threshold. There you go. We had that pop out of the wedge, the short-term wedge, 2 days ago. It settled back yesterday in a quiet inside day, and today we went right back up to new highs to test the 845.47 zone, reaching 840, closing at 826. If there's any follow through here, through this key zone of resistance, it's going to explode into the low and then mid-teens. Those are my targets. Let's call it 11 and 14. And lastly, FFEX, which some of us have been watching for a while. Frozen Food Express broke out, sat there and flagged for a couple weeks, popped, pulled back to test the prior highs, held that line, and then exploded for the last 4 sessions. At this point, a little bit overbought short term, but I think we may see a test of that zone up here where resistance lies up around 3.305, my next minor target. Now, on the short side, starting with Carbo Ceramics, which, as you can see on the short side here, the stock's been in a drastic downtrend, having come down from over 150 down into the 60s. But along the way, bear flagging, consolidating, and breaking down here and here. And this big break followed with that consolidation. But what I would look for to see if 68.5 gets taken out. If that's the case, we could see a drastic rollover in CRR to get it down to 60, 62 range. Dieball also, after completing a top pattern with this breakdown here, has been in a a 1, 2, 3 wave corrected move, moving back to near resistance in that area right there, and then backed off of it, and in jeopardy of breaking down and running down to the bottom of the channel around 30. That's my next target. FE worked well for our swing traders as it came down and bounced. We put a little short on it here around 46. It's rolled over to 44. It looks like a lot lower to me. You may very well see this come down towards the low 40s short term. Joy, after the big down channel has formed, you can see rising wedge, rising wedge. We've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move, but this 6th wave here looks like a bear wedge as well. And we may very well get one more wave down towards 31, my next target. Joy also in a kind of a negative bear pattern for sure. Finally had a rising wedge to resistance, but rolled over right there. Cracked the wedge, was down about $1.30 today, and maybe very well tested 48, 8.25 level short term. That's my short term target for Joy on the short side. Lincoln Electric, well, a little bit more of a rally than I wanted to see yet. When I read you the trend lines and channels on a parallel basis, it looks like about what could be. And anyway, the bottom line is the stock consolidating for 4 or 5 days here. If it rolls over below, say 42, 42.25, we can see that come down and come down pretty quickly. The channel, if it is reached at the bottom there, could be in the 36.7 zone, long way down. NUE has rolled over after double topping near key resistance right up here. The stock then has come down nearly every day in the last 5 sessions and has pulled back to test this support line. Should it take that line out, look for something maybe down in the 35 range. PPO had a disastrous day today, but it's been on a box and short list for a while. You can see that bear flag and the hard rollover today. It did bounce, got down to 30.62, close 31.39, but it was down 260 or 7.7%. 3.3 million, the heaviest volume in a month on the downside. Not a good sign, and certainly looking at the long-term pattern, perhaps if we can see this in the mid-20s before it's over. TripAdvisor, in the midst of a bear flag formation, after cracking here, there's a bear flag that cracked, and here's another little bear wedge that perhaps could roll over. If it does, we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave down. And my projected price at that point will be somewhere at least around 29, let's call it 30. True Religion, after a massive top was broken, it formed a bear flag here. I'm waiting for that to crack and roll over, targeting high teens. And lastly, UPS. Pointed out the bear wedge last week. It reversed midweek last week and came down, and here we are testing key support at that line, which if broken could come down somewhere in the 70 range short term, perhaps even lower. That's it for tonight. You guys have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow.